Hi, I'm Mike from Become a Better Guitar Player. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're a new subscriber, welcome to the channel. And we really would appreciate it if you like these videos, if you like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out a lot and it doesn't cost you anything. So let me introduce myself. My name is Mike. I've been playing guitar for 45 years, and I recently retired about 3 years ago. And although I've been playing in some bands and giving lessons for years and years, I was never able to entirely focus on my guitar playing. So now that I've retired, I'm able to spend more time on it, and I can practice for hours, and I can get pretty good, and I can work on things that I never really had the time to do. So I have 10 tips that I go through every day when I warm up. It has a lot to do with my hands being stiff and having arthritis, and my back sore sometimes too. But and if they have any suggestions for other things, leave it in the comment section. I like hearing about other ways to warm up, especially for us older guys when we're playing guitar. Okay, and if you stay to the end, I have an additional bonus tip too. So let's get started. Okay, so my tip number 10 is, when you sit down, get comfortable when you play your guitar. So I like to sit. I have this stool I sit in, and it's padded, and I lift my legs up so my guitar stays nice and close to me, and then I put a strap on my guitar so I don't drop it, and I get comfortable. Some people like a kitchen chair, some people like sitting on the couch. Whatever is comfortable for you is probably going to be a good thing, because you'll be more likely to practice a lot longer if you're comfortable. I still have to get up and walk around sometimes, but anyways, that's what you do. So my tip number 9 is, I take off my wristwatch. Then I stretch out my wrists and my hands. I do this for probably 5 or 10 minutes, and I like to roll my fingers between my fingers like this, and it warms them up. And that's probably one of my biggest problems now that I'm older. My hands get cold really easy. So I'll do that. Sometimes I'll spend 5 or 10 minutes doing this. I've got a YouTube video on how I do this, and somebody made a suggestion. They said they put their hands in warm water before they play. It's a good suggestion. I'm going to try it. So my tip number 8 is, before you start practicing, you got to tune your guitar. I use one of these chromatic tuners that are very affordable these days. I think this one cost me $5. And when I tune my guitar, I like to tune it, play some chords, maybe bend some strings, then tune it again. I really take my time, and I really do a good job when I tune my guitar, because if your guitar's not tuned, no matter how hard you try, your guitar's not really going to sound that good. So my next tip number 7 is, I just do these chromatic scales, the old-fashioned 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 on the G string, 2, 3, 4. I'll do it down pick, then I'll double pick each note. I'll do that a few times, and then I'll double pick each note twice. I'll do that a few times. Then my tip number 6 is, I do what I call the ABCs of chords. I'll go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I actually have a YouTube video on those chords too, but I'll do this for a few minutes, and especially when you're starting out, most of these chords are in every song you're going to play. Helps you get your hands synchronized up, your left hand with your right hand. And these are going to be familiar chords in a lot of songs. So that's what I call the ABCs of chords. Tip number 5 is, when you start out, when you're you feel like you've warmed up and your fingers are warm and you're kind of synchronized up, play a song you've played before. Play something you're really comfortable with. It could be the first song you ever learned or just something that's easy for you to play. So just something that you're used to, so you're not thinking too much, or play a couple of those songs. And then when you're learning, when you're starting out and you're learning, my fourth tip is to learn songs that are you can do. You don't want to learn songs that are kind of out of your league. So learn some songs that are easier, so you're not frustrated, and you'll learn 10 songs to 1 if you learn songs that you can do. When I was younger, I tried to learn songs that were way out of my grasp, and I just couldn't do it. I never learned the whole song, and I could have learned 15 simpler songs, and I would have been more advanced at the time because of it. So that was my tip number 4. And tip number 3 is, don't be afraid to push your boundaries. Once you've learned some of these easier songs and you want to move on to some harder songs, try them out, you know? Learn some songs that are a little harder. And if you don't ever try, you'll never know. So try reaching out and doing some harder songs. And if you can't do them, they don't come to you, just come back to them later. Learn a bunch more of something easier, and then you'll be better for it. Okay. So my tip number 2 is, when you practice, it's way better to practice frequently for less time than it is to wait until Saturday and practice 1 day a week and practice for 5 hours. You come out way ahead. I think a beginner should practice at least a half an hour a day. An hour would be better. You'd be way better off doing that than you would be practicing every 4 or 5 days for 3 or 4 hours. That's always worked best for me, I think. So, and tip number 1, and this is my most important tip, I think, is always have fun. Learn music that you enjoy, the music that you love. If you like country or jazz or blues or heavy metal, it doesn't matter. Learn the music that you love. When I was a kid, I tried to learn the music that my friends were learning, and I didn't really like it. And one day I just decided I was going to learn what I wanted to learn, and I've never regretted it. I've always been glad I did that. I'm here 45 years later, and I'm still playing. So that's the best advice I can give anybody. Play something that makes you happy. Now, for my bonus, I like to take, when I don't have a guitar around, if I'm traveling, if I'm in a train or a plane or a car or watching television or whatever I'm doing, and I don't have access to a guitar, and I'm going to be out of town for a couple weeks or something, I take an old credit card, and I like to put my fingers on the edge of it like this and just press down on them and lift up. And I can do this, and after not having a guitar in my hands for 2 weeks and I come home, my fingertips are still calloused. And it works pretty good. It's not as good as playing a guitar, don't get me wrong, but it's better than not having anything at all. So that was my bonus tip, and I hope you liked it. I hope you liked the video too. So I hope this helps you out. If it did, like and subscribe to my channel, and check out some of our other videos, and see if there's some songs you want to learn. If there's any songs you would like to learn, you'd like to see a video for, leave it in the comments section. If you have any other suggestions for tips for warming up your hands or things that make you comfortable when you play, leave that in there too. So we appreciate your tips and comments, and thank you. Have a good day.